Hey, what's back in here?
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah,
Guys, welcome to Smack Talk. Home of, dude, we're at Rip Smackers HQ, home of the Jerseys box, dude, signed, authenticated jerseys. Let's go.
you heard it from the man.
What do you guys have?
You heard it from the man.
You guys have a good day today?
You know what? So far, I've had a pretty good day.
I just woke
Yeah.
up.
Dude, I'm kind of upset because my March Madness bracket is totaled.
My March Madness bracket, I was first place in the company leaderboard until Iowa State lost, and my projected points allowed went from 80 to 15.
Yeah,
And
dude.
now mine's at 8.
Guess who's
You
first place?
you can't be upset. You picked all upsets.
He picked no upsets.
And I'm in
Yeah,
first
he's
place.
first
No
place.
upsets.
He's in first place.
I was in last the whole time. Guess who's not in last anymore? Guess who's not in last
Oh,
I'm pretty
anymore?
consistent.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's consistently
I'm at
mid.
7th or 8th.
I think that's to the 10-2. No.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
I'm pretty sure the loser
Consistently
has to
matched.
do.
Just like the Jets, dude. Paul is the Jets.
Paul is-
He's
no.
the epitome.
He's not the Jets. He's like the
About to make
Saints.
some moves, Gino. About to
not-
bring Geno Smith in.
Not too bad, not too good. He's
Paul, how are we feeling about the Justin Fields signing?
I like it. I mean, I don't think, honestly, truthfully, I don't think Justin Fields is going to play quarterback. Of course, he's not going to start, but I don't.
He's
I
going to
think.
return punts.
I
Well,
think-
no, he's going to have to
I
start for
think,
like the first
I think
4 weeks, right?
Andy, I think
No.
Andy's got something up his
Pat on the
sleeve.
back.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple running back type where he goes in at running back and
like with the
Dude,
Ravens.
Andy does have something up his sleeve, and it's Jolly Ranchers. Because that man is big.
It's Jolly Ranchers barbecue bacon burgers.
it's cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, but like,
If you look at any picture of Andy Reid and then you think about, envision that he's thinking about cheeseburgers, it fits every time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
He's probably,
Middle of the
It's always just him.
he's probably got a hand
With
of
a big old
cheese in
smile on
his
his
back
face.
pocket.
Always a
Dude.
smile. Always a smile.
see that clip? They give him a shoebox, but it's just a big old cheeseburger.
Oh man, those cheeseburger. Those are good cheeseburgers.
Okay, but it's like that Ravens that they had a few years ago. It was like Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and RG3. I think it'll be a little bit of that action.
Oh my god.
RG Thrizzle, bro.
I think
I don't see them running an option with Patrick Mahomes.
They're running Wishbone from now on.
Oh,
what I think could happen is
Especially after Patrick Mahomes tore Rasheed Rice's ACL.
I think Mahomes is going to want to play immediately. I mean, because it already sounds like they're trying to make moves to make that happen. Like,
is he gonna be ready by week 1?
should be, especially now that they called the they're for sure not the team that's going to be playing the Seahawks on Wednesday night opener in Australia.
Wednesday night.
In
Is it Australia, right?
That's so goofy, dude.
No, I think so. The Wednesday night game is going to be the Seahawks, but then the Thursday night it's like 49ers and like
Oh.
Rams, and that's in
Technically,
Australia.
It's Thursday in
Why
Australia.
do we
No.
leave the States?
You know, it's not a ridiculous take. I'm kind of on board with it. You know, it's just
It's like, let's keep the money here. How
That
about we
is
just,
not
like-
Luke Altmaier. No.
But yeah, no, I mean, who do you think is going to be the ones that are playing the Seahawks? I mean, I don't think it's like between the Giants, Cowboys, Cardinals, and
Jerry probably has a pretty big bid in for the Cowboys. I'll tell you
it's
what.
probably going to be the Cowboys.
well, here's the thing. I don't think Cowboys do it. Cowboys hardly ever play overseas. Like,
Yeah, they never do.
and whoever is doing it is going to be the home team. Is Jerry really going to give that up to Jerry?
Yeah, no, not take.
And a Jerry World home game, he's not going to win that.
I would just like to take this opportunity to let everybody at the table know that Justin Fields was returning kicks in Pittsburgh. Whenever he got signed,
I really do think
I
he
remember
might.
whenever that went viral, and everybody was like, "No, Justin Fields!" I was one of them.
I definitely think he's going to be utilized in some kind of way. I think
not
there's
just gonna be on
a
the
reason.
sideline.
I think there's you're here for the backup, but I think there's more mentality of why they brought him in.
Why they would bring in Justin Fields of all players.
Yeah.
There's
Teach
And
the
they're
running backs
screaming,
how to run the
"We
football.
want Fields down here in Justin."
Yeah,
Oh,
the
no. That's so defeating.
Wednesday opponent is either going to be Cardinals, Cowboys, Giants, Bears, Chargers, or Patriots, and the Chiefs have already
Not the
already rolled out.
Cowboys.
Don't think it'll be the Cowboys.
No, not overseas. Yeah,
I don't think it'll be the Giants either.
Probably the Patriots. They're probably doing a Super Bowl rematch
I see
to get the
them-
most ticket sales.
That's
Yeah.
the most ironic team to go play overseas, though.
I
the
see
New England
Patriots.
Patriots.
I see it being either the Chargers or the Cardinals. The only reason being is because everybody knows Chargers are the stepchildren of LA.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
They're the
really-
stepchildren of the dang old NFL, dude.
And
They really
Cardinals.
are.
Cardinals is
That
the
what
really.
if man.
I mean,
If man.
the times I've been in Phoenix, you go out there on a Sunday, and I promise you, you'll see more other jerseys than you will Cardinal jerseys.
Oh.
Everybody moves.
They've won, like,
everybody's
8
from Denver,
playoff
everybody's
games.
from,
Give me the ball.
Ever.
but they just don't have a crazy fan base.
Y'all been seeing what Jason Tatum doing recently? My goat. I
What is
love
Jason
Jason
Tatum?
Tatum. He came
Get out of here
back.
with your Celtics.
He came back.
Get out of here with your
He
Celtics.
came back.
Okay, I don't care. The East is so weak this year that you're right. Maybe the Celtics can make a run because of how
Maybe.
bad.
In case you don't know, Rip Smackers,
Maybe.
when the ball's in somebody's hand, I mean, the subject's changing.
It does. Yeah, it does. Anyway, Jason Tatum leading us to the promised land. We got Jaylen Brown. We
Get
got
outta here.
Jason
Get outta here.
Tatum.
Nope.
Man, maybe next year
No
we'll have a
bench.
Vooch back.
No bench.
What do you
No.
mean?
It's got to
No.
be a
Bunch,
catcher.
bunch of white guys.
It's got to be a catcher.
What do you
It is-
mean?
Can't
no
go wrong
bench?
with a bunch of white.
It is. It
We
is. It is April 1st, and I this is the first time I'm hearing you of being a Celtics fan.
That's what it is.
I've been vocal about it 5 ever. Okay. 5 ever.
No,
Whenever the Thunder
there's-
won the title, I was there. I grew up here, okay? My heart always lives in Boston. I don't care. I don't care. I bleed green. No.
You grew up here and you're in Boston?
Okay, so
Yep.
so
But
let me
why?
hold on.
Because my godfather is he grew up in Boston.
So let me get this straight. You're a Bears fan.
Yep.
You're a Celtics fan.
Yep.
You don't watch baseball, and you're
No.
a Missouri
Well, I
Tigers.
I do watch baseball.
Who?
Guess.
The Reds.
Nope.
Something random.
Nope.
Dodgers.
Yeah, it is something random.
Pirates.
Rockies.
Marlins.
Marlins, bro.
Marlins.
Did you guys see their cool uniforms? Those
The
teal
Marlins,
ones,
man.
dude.
The
You're-
Marlins are cool. I don't even
Looks
care. I
good.
love the Marlins.
I'm not gonna try to diss you, but man, your fandom makes no sense.
And I love the Missouri Tigers.
I know.
MIZ, ZOU.
Yeah, you're all over. You're just the national man.
What about it?
He said, "I'm Mr. Worldwide."
At least I'm not a
He-
Cowboys, Lakers,
Bro.
Yankees fan.
Don't forget
You're
Dodgers.
the
Don't
type of
forget-
guy that gets in the car and listens to
Duke basketball
"This land
fan.
is my lane."
I am. What about it?
He's bumping that.
What about
America.
Yeah. I am prone. Whenever I get in any car ever, if you tell me to put on music one too many times, I'll just put on the Hamilton soundtrack and I'll sing it. All of it.
Yeah, dude.
I know it all. Like, I do.
You say all the words.
Say all the words.
All right, guys. What is the least scary mascot in all of sports? I would say the Cardinals.
No.
What's least scarier than a Cardinal?
Probably
The Magic's
Horny Toad?
mascot.
Horny Toad, dude. I feel,
Nah.
dude. I got the Horny Toad over the Cardinal all day.
I got the Horny Toad over the Cardinal all
So we're saying at
I
least
mean, yeah, dang.
No, it has to be
Yeah.
the Magic mascot, like the big whatever it is. It's like a rainbow, and it always do this.
Okay, yeah, that guy's not scary at all. I'm
Exactly.
talking about just in general.
like the name.
because if you were Magic, you would magically destroy a Cardinal.
Oh, are we being for real?
Yeah.
It's Missouri. Truman the Tiger. His name's Truman.
No, a tiger is not.
His name's Truman.
He's not. He's not kidding.
Addison does not get the.
No.
The Wichita Shockers.
I'm talking about like if there was an actual Cardinal against an actual Tiger, the Tiger
Who's
is
the
winning
least
all
scary?
day.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
I'm picking it up.
Like a cowboy, he's
Picking
got.
it up.
he's
Does it
got
have to be just
pistols, dude.
NFL or does it?
No, he said all sports.
All sports, dude.
Not the Patriot.
The Canucks,
Eh.
dude. It's got to be the Canadians.
Are you
Yeah.
You ain't some scared of some Patriots coming onto your turf?
I mean, like, if it's just Pat the Patriot, what's he gonna do? This the entire time? Like,
He's gonna sit on you.
Pat the Patriot. Pat the Patriot.
He's just gonna act like he's snapping a football. He's
Dude.
gonna act like he's snapping a football.
They
He's
took a
gonna
whole
look at
country,
you.
bro. They took a whole country.
Pat the Patriot took a whole country, man.
Yeah,
Shoot.
it's got to be like.
Pat the
dude,
Patriot took a whole country.
But I like the Horny Toad versus the Cardinal. That might
Hold on,
be
wait.
the matchup right there.
Match
Or-
of the century.
Nah, I mean-
TC
Or the
standard.
Blue Hens from Delaware, dude.
Oh,
Is anybody really scared of a Cornhusker? I mean,
Oh, man.
What's the Anaheim team? The
The
Ducks?
corn fed
The
boy?
Ducks.
The Ducks.
The Ducks.
The Anaheim
Okay,
Ducks. Yeah.
That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
Or
Morgan.
or the Angels.
Hey, Angels. Maybe.
What?
Think about it.
No, think about it. The angel would destroy
Yeah.
everything, dude.
Read the Bible, bro.
Dude, read the fucking Bible.
Read the Bible, bro.
What are you doing, bro?
The Sirius is obviously Titan. That's like a god.
Well,
He can do anything.
Yeah.
I feel like the Chicago Bulls would kill a Titan. Anyway.
No. A single bull?
Do you know how big a bull is?
Yes.
You know what a Titan is?
I'm with him on this one.
A Titan is a god.
I thought you were talking about a Titan in like a gladiatorial sense.
No.
I thought you were talking about like a guy that's just like foot soldier in war Titan.
I
Dude.
mean, where does
I thought you were talking about a literal Titan.
where does the football team rank in non-scariest?
Oh,
The Washington football team.
Non-scariest.
that's
Oh,
actually
no,
pretty scary, dude.
I'm pretty sure 100,000
Watch
pounds
out.
combined running at me is terrifying. Like,
If I was a wife, I would be scared of the Washington football team.
Oh.
Ugh.
They can cut it.
let's see.
Guys.
What else? What else is
Oh.
Rock?
Option.
All right, so who's going number 1 overall in the NBA draft?
Fernando Mendoza.
I cut that. That was-
Fernando Mendoza.
Did you just say NBA?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
no idea. Couldn't tell you.
I think we're gonna have to stick with football.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Let's keep it going. Let's keep guessing. Because I'd say maybe
Okay,
like Ben
different
Stiller.
topics.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
First overall.
I had Darren Watkins Jr. No.
Adam Sandler, that jumper is so consistent. We're doing like celebrity all
Who
star
got
game.
the first pick?
It's a lottery system.
Yeah, it's still lottery.
I show Speed is going first in the
It's
draft.
Darren Watkins Jr.
You know,
Have you seen those? It's like who's the better Florida player all time? Darren Watkins Jr. or Aubrey Graham? Aubrey Graham's Drake. Darren Watkins Jr. is Speed. And the people are like Darren Watkins Jr. Obviously.
I love that, dude. They're asking like NFL. Like, no.
I would say, is this the year Bronny James is, or whatever?
Bryce
Bryce
James.
James. Bryce James was
He's-
killing it
is
on the
this-
bench this year.
Is
Yeah,
this-
Dude, he
was a bench
impacting games,
this-
dude, doing a lot of
Is he eligible? Is he
clapping that Bryce
Arizona.
James has been
Is
doing.
this the year he's eligible for draft?
I mean, obviously, you can always be one and done. It's just
Well, I mean,
will he?
I feel like
He's a bench rider for.
it's either
Arizona.
going to be what?
He's gonna end up. I mean,
Everything's right.
It's not going to be.
whoever drafts him drafts the other two.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that Kansas kid because he's doing consistent. And he pulls himself out of games.
Darren
It's probably
Peterson.
going to be
Peterson, yeah.
Devonsa or whatever.
Yeah, I like AJ
It's
DeBoer.
either going to be AJ DeBonsa or Cam Boozer, but I'm not sold on Cam Boozer.
What? He
Listen.
turned over the ball on the.
Never heard of her.
No, that was his brother. That was Caden.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
brother.
Never heard of her.
That was Caden.
Are those Boozer's kids, Carlos?
Yeah.
Yes, they're twins.
Those
They're
are
gonna
Carlos
suck.
Boozer.
It's a
Anybody who
They're gonna suck, bro.
so
I don't know
think-
if Steph Curry's a thing, but I don't know.
Well, okay.
Kids
So,
usually suck.
so
like
there's-
Bryce James has been doing a lot of good clapping this year. A lot
Lots
of
of
good
good Gatorade.
celebrations, dude. Handing out towels. He's
Dude,
good at that.
all-time
this year.
teammate.
Well, that's what I mean, LeBron's gonna be a free agent, so someone is like if
He's
he
out.
goes
He's
to
out of
draft,
Los
he's
Angeles
gonna.
this year.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be
Is
the
he,
same
though?
thing that him and I
Lucas
called him
bounced
when
back after
Bronny
getting
came to the
divorced.
league. Is like
No,
Divorce Lucas
I
is
mean,
a
who
different.
wouldn't?
he's
LeBron doesn't want to be there.
It was worth
Are you
it for them to draft him because they
No.
kept.
Are you the same
LeBron
animal?
there.
But
But I'm saying that's what someone's
What's that
gonna
mean,
pick him
Kobe
up,
Bryant?
even if you don't get drafted, someone's gonna pick him up and they're gonna get the other two. Because I
But-
mean, that's what LeBron's ultimately gonna do is play 1 year with both kids and then probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Step back.
but
Yeah.
he's not going to go to competitive team because no competitive team is, like has spots for all three of them.
Yeah. But at the same time,
What? I mean,
there is a world, and
Go back to the Cavs one more year.
there is a world where he goes back to the Lakers. I can see it. I can see LeBron going back to the Lakers, the biggest moneymaker in the league. They already signed Bronny. Bryce can go to the G League, play one game with his dad. Cool. All three of them now. Big family picture. Like,
Big family picture.
Big family picture.
You
Back
think
to the G
you
League.
think ever miss a shot and he's like, Bronny, you can't drive the Tesla today. You can't. That's my Tesla, okay? Like,
I'm not taking you home. You're walking.
you
Like,
get the Honda today. You need to be a low class Honda
or
driver.
does Bryce sit for 2 years and then they all three go to the Vegas team? Or
I don't think LeBron has 3 years in him. Not anymore.
No, dude.
No,
What is he, like
Mike Evans just
56,
signed
bro?
a 3-year deal.
Well, yeah, but Mike Evans is Mike Evans. He's the all-time leader in the as the Buccaneers receiver.
Hold on, back to LeBron.
No, no.
Okay. Do you think like after game team showers are kind of awkward? Just cut that one.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that.
I bet
That
they
is
alternate
wild.
showers every time, and like one of them takes a shower, and the other one just goes home. I'm like,
Yeah,
the other one just
dude.
drops home sweaty.
What's up, pops?
You think LeBron doesn't have a shower in his car, bro? He has all the
No, he has
money.
his own personal shower and the locker room.
Time out.
The bronze
Okay.
shower.
Did y'all know Rolls Royces came with umbrellas? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Yeah,
Rolls
I knew
Royces
that.
came.
I watched.
I
I
want
knew that, and I grew up in a trailer park, bro.
I did too. I want a Rolls Royce umbrella so bad. You don't understand
Just
the
the
way
umbrella.
that I want. Yes,
Just want the umbrella.
I just want the umbrella.
Oh,
Oh,
with the ball. Paul
Your two
Ball.
favorite teams. I know your Steelers.
Mm.
Whoa.
Bears.
Whoa.
You're I think Cowboys, right?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Houston Texans. Just kidding.
Big Texans.
Cardinals Browns fan.
This is the
Anyway.
Broncos Bucks fan.
We'll see what happens.
Who do you think your team's first draft pick is?
Mm.
I've been hearing a lot of flack about the safety from Toledo for the Bears. I can't exactly remember his name currently. He's like a 6'3" safety, and we just released all of our like safety room, all of them. Like Kevin Byard's gone, Jaqueen Brisker's gone, Nashawn Wright's gone, and Nashawn Wright was like he
Shout out
had
the
like
Cowboys.
7 turnovers.
Shout out the Cowboys.
He's on the Jets.
I know. He came from the Cowboys.
He said, "Shout out the Cowboys. Y'all didn't play no. Y'all didn't do something no." But he had like what like. I think over 10 turnovers last year.
That's
like
right.
he had a crazy amount of turnovers, like forced fumbles and interceptions combined. Kevin Byard led the league in interceptions. All 3 of those guys are gone, and then we lost another corner, but we signed Kobe Bryant. Kobe, no,
We got Kobe Durant.
I think my Kobe's better. No,
Kobe
but
Westbrook ain't it.
we signed Kobe Bryant, and we also signed another corner.
Don't look at me like I know the Bears roster.
Yeah, my bad. We also signed another corner in the post draft process, but I probably think we're gonna play Kobe Bryant up top and then draft that guy out of Toledo, and then with the 2nd round pick, we're probably gonna take interior D line.
You need it. Everybody needs interior D line.
Everybody
Dude, I've
needs
been thinking about this.
You know who doesn't?
How do you think he got named, dude? Was like his wife like?
How do you
his
think
dad
I
was
got
like,
named?
You want to name him Shane? And she's like, nah, Sean. And then that's his name now. Not Sean.
Nah, Sean.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
Exactly. No,
Hey,
it
but you
didn't
know what's
work.
good interior like D lineman depth? The Bucks.
The Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys.
No.
I still can't do it.
The Dallas Cowboys.
back there.
All right, now we're
Got
getting
all the protection back there, and the quarterback still can't make something happen.
Dude, yeah, it's almost
Dude.
like their quarterback is pretty mid.
Yeah, pretty mid.
I know we're not
Yeah.
talking Dak Prescott.
Dude, okay. Second
You-
in yards last year? Huh.
No way.
Huh.
Dak is better than Bake.
All right, now
Way
we're,
better.
we are not
Dude,
serious.
if
We're not
Dak
going to
was on
tag
that
team.
Bucks team, they're going to the
His
NFC
name
Championship.
is Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
And we know who that is. All of us.
No, yeah. His
but-
name is Emmanuel McNeil.
Before we get on that and about how Bake is mid, who do you think your first
Dude,
draft pick?
so, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think they're probably going to take Jermon McCoy, and I don't want to take him. But I want Downs, Styles, freaking
any of the linebackers.
Mansour Lane.
Any of the
Yeah,
linebackers.
if we could get Anthony Hill in like the 2nd or 3rd round, or like, I think 20 is too early to pick Anthony Hill, but I want Anthony.
No, it super is.
Yeah,
What about
I
you?
want Anthony.
He's
Hill.
a real big tweener.
Horns, bro.
Do you
he's a
know-
real big
do you-
tweener.
have you studied
Yeah, dude,
what the Bucks or the Broncos need?
So the Bucks, honestly,
Why would you be a Broncos fan?
Dad's Broncos fan.
Oh,
Yeah, I have one of those.
I used to be a
Depends.
Patriots fan because my godfather was a Patriots fan. Not anymore. No,
Did he die or did he change teams?
no, I just can't support the Patriots, and I'm not from Boston.
What
grew up in
about?
a trailer park and you have a Godfather?
Yeah.
What's going on with you, Eddie?
Dude, you're all over.
Rich ass.
Yeah, dude, figure it out, man.
I'm like the Bugatti in the trailer park.
Someone meme. The fuck.
With a Rolls Royce umbrella.
Key message. Because honestly, I mean, Bake, you're granted he's not the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, we
Strike
know.
that off the record.
We know.
But
No.
he kept them in a lot of games that they really shouldn't have been. But then the defense was the ones who like honestly let him down towards the end of the year. So if we can get Akeem Messidor at 15, I think that'd be pretty good. He might not fall that far, but if he does, it'd be great. If not, get some D-line help where we can because Vita Vea can't do everything by himself.
And Levante David just retired.
And yeah, Levante David just retire. And we lost
Well,
Mike Evans.
What do
My
you
two
think of the
cents.
Chiefs?
I think all the NFL freaking analysts are saying we're going to take an O lineman, and I think that's crazy.
Francis Maui Noah with no N in his name? What's going on with that?
Caleb Lemieux or whatever from Utah is what they're really saying that we're going to go get, which I don't think is necessary because, for one, we've actually got a running back now, so it'll actually
Yeah,
help.
Justin Fields.
He'll help our run. He'll help our
Who's
he'll help
the
our linemen.
linebacker?
He'll help our linemen out a little bit, so they won't have to just know that every defense knows that it's probably going to be a pass play. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like, so
They can't
I don't
completely
know.
sell on the pass.
But I would like to see him go get Mansour. I think he's awesome. I don't think he'll be there though. I think
No, dude, that 40 he ran at the pro day,
yeah.
like that just made him top 10.
Him and
Top 10.
That's what I thought we
generation
would get him,
receiver.
but then when his pro day, he was just he killed it. But
who's the receiver that
I think
ran the
we'll,
sub 4.3?
Dion Burks.
It was
We don't need
Devin
any more
something.
fast guys.
Some guy that
We've
I've
had
never
enough
heard of.
disappointment with fast guys. But
We need more fast guys.
But,
Please.
yeah,
Xavier Worthy, no.
I think they could go. I'd like to see Caleb Downs would be good. Caleb Downs, I think, would be a huge fit. And there's what's his name?
Yeah, and I don't think Caleb Downs would like crash into somebody and leave the scene.
Yeah, probably not.
So
Wow.
There was what's his name?
we're talking facts here, guys.
Yeah.
What's
Not
the other?
disparaging if it's true.
But I think we'll probably end up with Ruben Bain. I think
Brennan-
that's who we'll end up with.
Man, I was kind of thinking that Ruben Bain might fall to 12, and if he does,
If
and they don't hop on it, I'll be mad.
so, if I think
It was
what I
Brennan
think
Thompson.
what could happen
What you
is
said.
if somebody like that, because I think the Chiefs want Ruben Bain. I think what could happen is that if they get like hearsay,
But if Downs
that
is
he's
there-
gonna. But I'm saying like what I think is going to happen. Yeah, that's what I think. I think
I think Bain
If-
provides more value than
because the Chiefs Chiefs only need a couple of defense. That's all we really need for. I mean, we might go get Trent Williams is going to end up going somewhere. Come on, Trent.
Get
He doesn't have
yeah,
anything
that's-
get,
That's-
get
I
the-
think that's going to be a big
Hey,
issue
bro,
because
that man
What
is-
pick did
But-
the Chiefs have in this draft?
they've got ninth, and then they've got the.
Oh, if Ruben Bain falls to ninth, you have to pick Ruben Bain.
But but here's what I think might happen. I think the Chiefs might make a move if they hear that like Ruben Bain's going to fall down. They might go ahead if they can get Caleb Downs early, get Caleb, and then trade up and just.
yeah,
like
he
how
is
they
from
did-
Miami.
just
That would
like
be
they did
crazy.
with-
They tend to do that.
But here's what I'm
Really
thinking:
future.
like they trade one of their older picks plus maybe something to get a trade up, just like what they did with the Bills.
Maybe Justin
the Bills
Fields
will
is
help
a
us
trade
out again.
piece.
Bills, if you're paying attention, let's do it again. You've been a lot of help.
Where do we think
the Bills
What's
have
his
been
nuts?
handing y'all stuff.
Garrett Nussmeier, is that the LSU guy?
Yeah.
Where do we think he's going in the draft?
4th or 5th round. That's
No.
a serious situation.
He had a really good pro day.
He had a terrible season.
Bro,
He was at LSU.
there's only 2 quarterbacks going in the first in mine.
He's not going in the first. I think he's going in the third.
Here's the thing.
I think he's going in the third. I think he's going
Nussmeier
day
is a
2.
coach's kid.
I understand that.
So he's just going to suck. He only
like
got there.
okay, but you have to understand the like. If you remember a couple of months ago for LSU's pro day, he literally lit the field up and everybody completely changed their mind about him.
You know who else did?
Who?
Kellen Moore.
Well,
And-
still,
He didn't do nothing.
he's a coach now. No.
And guess,
Exactly.
guess who else? Zach Wilson, Anthony Richardson. They both lit up their pro days. And look
Where
at
did
that.
Zach Wilson and Anthony Richardson get drafted, Tatum?
First round.
Kellen Moore didn't.
So
I
with
think-
Gino going, does that mean for sure that the Raiders are taking old?
Mendoza.
Oh, I think that's. I
Yeah.
would
That's
put the house on.
fast.
yeah, I was like, that's like it's almost like Trevor Lawrence.
That is the
going
most surefire
You don't
bet you
think?
could
You
ever
don't
make in
think
your life.
Vegas is setting everybody up for a fail?
No. No.
on. Do I
Vegas-
think he'll
That
succeed?
would be
Raiders-
crazy.
Raiders-
They just took
Raiders are in
Arvell
Vegas.
Reese.
That would-
Raiders are in
That would be
Vegas.
the shit
you
they
know,
would do,
I mean,
too.
They could set up for the drop the mic on you.
You know what they could do is take Arvell Reese first, trade Crosby for like to get back into the first.
Nobody
and
wants
then give
Crosby.
Mendoza.
Nobody wants Crosby.
They could get they don't want him for 2 firsts. They do want him, but they don't
Everybody
want him for
wants
2
him, yeah.
first.
Well, like
Yeah, it's like who's
Yeah.
to say no to
the
Max
Raiders aren't
Crosby?
going to
wanted-
sell him for
if-
anything less.
yeah, but they might if they.
If they're completely sold,
The only way
this is all
that
hypothetical.
I see the Raiders not drafting Fernando is if they trade away the first overall pick because they can't get rid of Max Crosby. And they traded away for like the 5th overall pick so they don't have to give a first overall salary.
Yeah, but they'd have to get a first in the next one, and at least like a second too.
So it'd have to be somebody that's a
It's the
contender.
first overall pick.
So it'd be somebody that's like, hey, we're gonna go for Max Crosby because we're a contender this year to
Yeah.
seal up the deal. It wouldn't be like a Arizona Cardinals,
No.
like type go for it.
There, like I feel like there isn't a world like even if Max Crosby is stuck in Oakland, or sorry, not Oakland, Vegas.
Yeah.
they'll figure out the cap
Stuck in
situation
Oakland, you
with
gotta be
Fernando and him. But at the same time, I don't.
Who's somebody that is a contender this year that would make a move, like would theoretically make a move. I don't think
Not the
I was-
Bears.
I was gonna say
49ers,
Giants, but the
bro.
Giants really don't need it.
No,
49.
the Niners are in cap hell.
The Niners.
They are.
The Niners are in super cap hell.
They
can't.
are.
Like it's like almost illegal. I think it is illegal actually for them to trade
He
for.
said they're about to get arrested.
Yeah, no.
That's why Trent Williams is gonna go somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Get those,
and then
get those OU boys back together.
and then I think June.
Who has a lot of money?
So that's a.
Hmm.
I think the Chiefs are fixing to
Jags.
restructure Chris Jones, And I
Jack's
think
got a
that
lot
might
of
open
money.
the door. We're either getting Trent Williams or we're getting AJ Brown.
I think the Chiefs
on-
need to let
on the
Chris
gym.
Jones go. I can't
Well-
even lie.
Do what?
I think the Chiefs need to let Chris Jones go. I seen too much bad on him on film last
It
year.
was
I'm
poopy
not-
balls, dude.
I'm not far off from you.
Like, man, what do you mean?
It's very-
What do you mean Trevor Lawrence receives the snap,
Falls.
drops back to pass, falls,
Gets
gets
up.
back up, and Chris Jones in the middle of the field like this?
Just damn.
Exactly like this.
He really about to win the game.
I love Chris Jones. I think
Maybe
he's
he
been
did,
a
maybe he
huge.
did an accident in his pants or something.
It happened.
Like,
He's like, you got to get out of here quick.
I think he's been a huge asset to the Chiefs, but he is getting very where he picks which downs he's going to go all out. If
Yeah.
it's third down, you're going to see this man go crazy, except Trevor Lawrence situation.
No,
But
seriously. Like,
Usually, I mean, you can see it, especially being at every game. It's like you literally you can watch him take like he'll just stand up and like kind of like fill a hole, and then then he does it, and then all of a sudden the next one you see like where did this energy come from? I thought he looked like he was tired out there. Now he's going full speed.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love Karlaftis. I love Leo Chenal. I love Nick Bolton, Missouri legend. I do.
What's up doing that bit?
I love all of the edge rushers and linebackers that the Chiefs have. I don't like Chris Jones. I don't. I really don't. And I'm really not impressed with the secondary.
I would love to have Chris Jones on the Cowboys. I'm
but
not
they
gonna lie,
did just. No, you wouldn't.
Yes.
Dude.
You just got all of the
His-
Packers D line.
Yeah, I would love.
Dude, you know why? You know why? His 40. That's why you want him on your D line.
Yeah,
Bro's over here picking NFL players like he's the mid 2000s Raiders.
What?
He's drafting off of 40 time. Like,
I wasn't referring to the
I
time.
mean, yeah, Joel definitely loved Chris Jones 40. I mean, he
Dude.
definitely.
Have you ever seen
Yeah.
the video?
I was a big fan.
I
of that.
did.
Okay.
I
was a
have.
big
You're
fan of
right.
that.
I didn't know that was Chris Jones.
Dude, it made me fall down. You know what I'm saying?
It was a flopper. You know?
Dude, that was nuts.
If we get that on clip, that'd be great.
Oh, let's go.
He really balled out in that 40.
He's not wrong. He really did.
Left it all out there, you know?
Yeah,
The
left
Chiefs,
it on the
the
field.
Chiefs do have the most thrilling 40. You know, they got Xavier Worthy breaking records. They
Oh
got
yeah,
Chris
just hook 'em
Jones.
horns, by the way. No big deal.
Hey, I'm just glad my team
Who the
can
Chiefs
support
just
all
traded
y'all's
away? Trent
favorite college
McDuffie.
teams.
They just traded away Trent McDuffie to the
Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, the Rams.
The
And
Rams
the
just
Rams
sold.
are going to be contenders next year.
No,
They've
listen,
been
hear me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Chiefs don't play. They don't pay corners and safeties.
No.
And look what happens to them. Look at Snead. As soon as he left, guess what?
Well, we went to the Titans.
Yeah, he did go to the
But
Titans.
guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? He ain't done shit. Travarius Ward went to the 49ers. What do you guys say about that?
Yeah.
I mean, what the Chiefs are good at is
Selling high.
no, they sell them high, but
They're like
they
the-
also
they're like
Get the most out of him young.
well, no,
They-
but
They're like the
Spags,
Patriots.
Spags is super good at not putting corners and safeties in vulnerable situations. He like, you know, he sets them up to where they can always have a backup. Somebody else is going to help them cover. And then they go to these teams like 49ers where you just got to be a fucking dog and go stop it, or
Yeah.
you got to go, or like the Titans, they got nobody else to help you and you get
He's
exposed.
on an island.
It's like whenever the Patriots traded away like Malcolm Butler and who's not James Jones. What's his nuts? J.C. Jackson. The Patriots did the exact same thing that the Chiefs are doing now.
Yeah.
But it's
They sent
like
him to the Chargers and he was dog shit.
yeah, like they sent Malcolm Butler to the Titans right after they won the Super Bowl and he made the catch.
Selling high,
Yeah,
man.
J.C. Jackson, he was
Yeah.
a bust.
No,
The
yeah,
last
he
defensive
fell
back the Chiefs paid was Eric Berry.
Wow.
I love Eric Berry.
Did we ever put
I love
him in
Eric
the
Berry.
series?
Eric
That would
Berry.
be fine.
Sure, we
Give me a survivor,
Yeah,
Eric
we
Berry,
have.
by the way.
yeah,
I'm sure we have it. How many jerseys we've opened?
That
but
would be so fire.
I mean that's just the Chiefs are really known for that, and I think that's why they don't pay them. They're like, we've helped you,
yeah.
like we've saved your ass.
Well, they get him the deal on the next team.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
still
Oh, yeah.
paying him essentially. It's just not coming out of their
It's just not literally. Like,
Now you watch. There's talks that Snead might be coming back, that because nowhere else is gonna take him.
yeah, there's nowhere else
Guess
for him to
what? He'll
go.
fit right back in.
Nobody
If
wants
he could
And
take
he'll
$6
end up-
million, I'd love him on the Cowboys.
He'd end up
Except we
turning
got
up
nothing
and
left.
being able to
Yeah.
play his role. But no, that's what makes Spags great. in my
Where's
opinion, is he
Bland and
doesn't-
Diggs now?
Bland and Diggs. Bland's on the Cowboys.
Diggs?
Diggs?
Diggs is.
He went to
Free
the
agent.
Packers. Yeah, he went to the
Free
He
Packers.
went to the Packers and he got cut.
Yeah. Amen. Hallelujah. Get out of here, Diggs.
Oh man, I can't even imagine. Imagine
Isn't-
being the interception leader
But it
like
shows
3
you
years
how,
ago.
how savage Jerry is. You know, who was who was up on the mic talking that talk, and then who was standing behind him, backing him up. I mean, Michael Parsons was on the mic and had his buddy Dick standing behind him on the mic, and then guess what? Now they're both gone.
I can. So did we watch the World Baseball Classic?
No.
No.
Team USA went to the final and they lost.
I did see that.
Ironically, to Venezuela.
Yeah,
Venezuela.
they beat Puerto Rico and then lost to Venezuela.
They beat us in baseball.
I'm just a big fan of sports, so that's all I watch.
Dude, did you guys know that the Congress plays a game every year?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Wait, what does?
The Congress. They
do Democrats
Republicans versus Democrats baseball
They
game.
play it every year.
I think the Republicans have like an 8-0
It's
streak
about as
on.
entertaining as real baseball.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, go
What?
fix this stuff.
Every year,
We are like
every year.
15 trillion in debt. How about we not play the baseball game?
Did you know that
Yeah,
we
but
have
you know how
like,
expensive that baseball game has
Yeah.
to
And like, shouldn't y'all be in the office and doing some paperwork or
Yeah,
something?
don't
got too
tear
much
your
going
ACL, dude. Get CTE from
You know-
baseball to the head.
there is
be?
a like
Shit.
there is a semi-professional American rugby league.
Hell yeah. You gonna go try
You
out?
could be in it.
Yeah, I was gonna
You're
say.
big and
What do you
like,
mean by that?
You're stout. You
big
have the
and
build.
short, dude. It'd be hard to knock
Bro,
you.
so you think it's short?
But
So you
real
got
It'd be hard to knock you over, dude.
Speaking of baseball, what do we think about this? This going back to the camera where the batter can go boom boom or like.
I like it.
I saw
Keep the
one
umps
where the catcher challenged one. He literally catches the ball, he calls the call, and then waits 2 seconds, and then he goes. And then the ump was like, "Nope, that was too long. Keep going." Because it's up to the ump whether it's too long in between. But he had just got the ball.
I think.
I think it's great.
yeah. No,
crazy,
keep
dude.
the umps humble.
Well, I mean, our refs are
Austin
trash out
Wells.
there.
of
There's
the
no,
Puerto
we
Rico
don't need.
Oh, we're going back to replacement reps this year.
Yeah, in the NFL.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
The
we
thing is,
literally-
it's not even going to be high level.
we need to do away
get
with
that.
it. I mean, there's enough AI and technology. If they can tell you what the percentage of a pass is by Amazon technology or whatever it is, we can also, with the same technology, tell you if it was pass interference or not.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
You
We
see,
don't-
they came out with a rule. They just voted on it that the league can step in if there's a clearly missed call. They could step in and
Yep.
tell the refs to fix it.
Well, that would have been nice whenever the Rams played the Saints. No.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, if
Yeah.
you got and it goes back to like, I mean, it's good for people that are betting on games. It's good for the game. It's good for across the board. I mean, your old heads are probably going to hate on it. Probably think that it's we don't
Get the computers out of the football field.
Damn clankers.
But I mean, the truth is I mean, if
Yeah.
if we want to
No.
play a good honest game, then we need to have a good honest technology
Yeah.
and have AI do our bets and then rig the game.
Dude.
Before we completely leave the
Put the
baseball
chips in the
topic,
ball, guys.
It's your
They did, but they only used it like 3 times all season.
and that's why you can't take the balls home if like a player gives them to you in the stadium. You have to throw them back.
But they'll get you
They'll
a
find
replacement-
you.
They'll get you a replacement ball if it's
Well,
not the
still.
same.
Yeah. Like bro.
Like,
You
here,
take
we'll
the ball
give you this
home, and all of a sudden you get like 3 helicopters around your house.
NFL, open up!
We're here for ball.
NFL, open up! Ray Lewis breaks down my door, retrieves it.
I heard you got my ball, boy.
They send Ray Rice after you in an elevator. You're like,
Whoa!
oh, I'm not
He's going to be leaving the stadium!
Very far off.
All right.
Yeah, I got Down syndrome.
Oh, man.
What do you mean by that?
Not saying nothing for the rest of the pod, no.
What do you mean by that?
We could have moved past it.
No. We cut it out.
Yeah, dude.
Anyways.
My algorithm is all just sports. You know, when I had a girlfriend, it was all like chicks and titties
Mine's not.
and stuff. Yeah, dude.
Mine's all the most
Mine's
random
sports
things that you
now.
could ever find
I
online.
felt like I knew I had a girlfriend. And it was like, let's show her that you're always looking at other chicks, dude. And now it's all sports now that I'm single. Kind of lame.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But yeah,
You want to talk about breaks real quick? Favorite all-time moment on stream?
Oh man, whenever I pulled that, what? It was a triple auto. It was Aikman, Irvin, and I think Ennis Smith, right? Yeah.
That's
Hey.
awesome.
Yeah, I pulled that one out. That was
Man.
pretty nice.
Hallelujah.
That one was
Hey.
nice.
Dude,
How-
as soon as you pulled that, it was as soon as I got the application in from Joel.
yeah, no, it was like it's a spiritual awakening, man.
He knew. He was like,
But you got Jolski anything? I mean, you're
Dude,
Pretty
we
fresh.
got our local Cowboys fan, Jesse.
yeah.
Dude, He called the Emmett Smith.
Oh, that's right. He domed a box and he guessed. He guessed
Or the gold Puka helmet that.
Drax.
Yeah, that he was like, I bet it's gonna be a Puka Nakua helmet. We pulled it out. It's a Puka gold custom, and we're just like,
All right. Then.
how did you know that? Like,
Whoa.
Yeah, he didn't buy the Rams, but he knew the next box we pulled was going to be the Rams. It was going to be Puka Nakua.
That's solid.
Paulie G, you got anything?
You know, it's been a lot of good moments. I can't elaborate on one too much. I mean,
Cool.
yeah, I say pulling Tom Brady was pretty.
Oh yeah, everybody remembers their first time.
Well, it was actual like
I remember my first time.
it was like the game cut and everything. The,
Dude, that's sick.
paper and everything. That one's I mean, it's
It's like $300 pre, like not even signed or anything.
Yeah, so I think it's more than that. Yeah, it's all there. I mean, it's got instead of small, medium, large, it's got 54.
Mhm.
It's like it's every waist size and everything else, like because it's a every game. Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite all-time break moment is when we were flooded in. Paul remembers that. He was here. We were just streaming, playing the PlayStation. That may or may not have happened. And then it just started raining so hard that we couldn't like get in our cars. And like it got so bad that we had to go get people from the road off the road because their cars stalled out.
Wow.
And then me and Paul ended up staying here till like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like by then the rain had cleared, but we had to
What
break
did y'all do?
open. Huh?
What did y'all
We
do?
closed a 5-boxer. We were there till like 3 o'clock in the morning, closing out a
I had to
5-boxer.
go right out here and help dude out of his car because he was sitting in his back seat with water across.
Yeah, like water was like in the car with him. He just refused to leave. I was like, you good, bro? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. He was the water. Another great moment is when Philly, he left the stream on and Paul had to come up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and shut it down. You remember that?
Hilarious. I'm gonna do that one of these days on accident.
I bet he did that on purpose. I can't even lie. I bet Philly did that so on purpose.
straight
So
left.
funny. You scroll in. There's
Straight
just
The
nobody.
VOD,
It was
the
dark.
VOD is still on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and find it. Yeah, it was really Corvus texted me and was like, "Hey, bro, I'm pretty sure your live is still going." I was like, "No, they got off like an hour ago." And then I looked, I'm like, "Oh, it's still going." Block room. Like,
Text the group chat.
No.
Hey guys, I think the stream is still on. Sure enough, we go and check. It's
then
just
people start
dark.
getting in there. People start getting in there. Like, they finally figured out what was going on. It was like, "Did y'all see that move?" Like, they're like,
Group Smackers After Dark, and it's just a blank room.
Did the boss just move?
You just see a Casper.
That's what always matters.
Guys, we got a five
We got a 5-box box that's opening by itself.
You can see the jerseys if you want to
Scroll through those.
Oh,
Call it a comeback.
most overrated QB signature in 2026.
Most overrated quarterback.
Oh, for sure, Kirk Cousins, dude.
Really?
I think that there's like one most overrated signature in the entire NFL right now, and it's not close. It's Jatavion Sanders.
JS.
I'd say it's not quarterback, but Max Crosby's is for him being such a big name. His signature's weak. I mean,
Who else has a terrible sig?
oh, well, I don't know if I can say that on TV about.
I
No.
wasn't a fan of Abdul Carter's when it first came out because there's just like an A and like a C. It kind of looked like an at sign. Listen,
That's kind of cool though.
he
Anything that like saves time, dude. But you like
No, I'm paying for this. No, we have completely different. We have completely different.
My thing is when it comes to signatures, it's like, what if you take the fan base away? Is there an NFL?
No.
Exactly. So, like, if you're asked to do a signing or you agree to do a signing, like
Show
you
up.
can always say no, I don't want to do a signing. But if you agree to do a freaking signing,
You signed the papers.
sign it, like, and sign it good. Don't just Max Crosby it. Like,
Earl Campbell's is getting bad.
Yeah.
No, who was it?
It looks like
Who's the guy on the Colts?
Marchetti.
Who's Marchetti from the Colts?
He's on his deathbed. Swear to God.
we should see Aaron Hernandez new signature. It's
Oh,
Hey
strong.
man, hallelujah! Don't strike
it's
that.
like you're almost invisible.
Don't cut it,
See, y'all keep it.
Man,
Dude,
guys. This is a sports podcast. So, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
no.
Definitely
You know-
along with me. Along with me. Still know every word to it.
I
from
think
start
my
to
favorite
finish.
Taylor Swift song is whenever my girlfriend turned the radio off. She don't like it neither.
great
Yeah, I
way
would've-
to see
I would've-
this now.
Yeah, it'd been over. If
She actually has
Taylor
a
Swift song off, it's over.
she actually has a song that's about football, but like most people don't know it.
Really?
It's called 22 because there's 22 men on the field. all times.
Yeah, no.
It's 22. That's the best football.
No.
Feeling 22.
Will Mahomes pass Brady?
That is a fantastic question.
Eventually.
Are we talking Super Bowl rings or like of
Both.
Well,
No, he
Well,
will-
I mean,
he
Super Bowl
will-
rings is the.
He will with both because he's inevitable.
Ooh,
Patrick Mahomes.
yeah.
He's inevitable. Like
literally, he's already warming up, already doing things that should be doing 100
Yeah.
days later. I mean, he dislocated his knee, was playing the next week. I mean, yeah.
like
He did not
he's-
dislocate it.
he's
His
he-
knee?
Back in the day, he did, yeah. And played the
He's
next
not
week.
talking about right now.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like,
he's
All right, yeah, I can
but
see you do that in like 21.
Like-
But like, wow.
no, this one was.
Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams have like the same durability, and it's weird.
He's really trying to throw Caleb Williams in this conversation.
We're acting like Caleb Williams was we're acting like Caleb Williams wasn't one of 3 players last year that hit over 20 miles per hour.
They didn't even make the NFC Championship game. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Caleb Williams is Dak at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, Caleb Williams
Caleb
is Dak.
Williams-
2 years in his career, Caleb Williams
Baker,
is that.
Caleb, Dak. We're all
Caleb
three in the
Williams-
Hey,
same
you know who else had a really good 2 years to start out his career? Dak.
You know what? Caleb Williams isn't even the best.
You don't even win a playoff game?
Caleb
Damn.
Williams isn't even the best athlete
He
to
won one of his
play
first-
a sport with painted fingernails. So first
Okay.
he needs to be the best
Your acrylic
athlete to
sash.
do that.
The nail polish punisher.
He's not.
I think it makes
No,
him better.
he's not even the best player.
But
in
he's
the
still-
NFL.
Yeah, he is.
No,
Who is?
Jared McCain.
No, he's not.
McCain's better.
You're
Yes, he
lying.
is.
You're lying. You've seen how this
Jared
man
McCain
performed
is
last
better than
year.
Caleb Williams.
You've
Put it on
seen
record.
it
That Jared
on
McCain.
television. I got text messages from Philly. He said, "Oh, the Bills are down in the fourth quarter," and then I said, "Game ain't over," and then they won.
Yeah, dude. Offseason's been crazy.
No, it really has.
I mean, there's been more trades and more signings this year. I mean, I think they're like way over compared to what they had last year, but before pre-draft.
It always feels like that, though. It's like that stat and the missed kick stat always feels like it goes up every year. You know?
but this draft class this year is kind of weak.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Very
next
top
year
heavy.
though.
It's a horrible year for the Cowboys to have 2
Next
picks.
year, next year is pretty
Trade
I'm
out.
probably going to trade one away.
Yeah, no, I would love a trade down. I would love a trade down.
No, trade out.
Trade down, dude.
Trade out.
Give me the trade down to like the end.
Who are you
of
going to
the
pick if you
first.
trade down?
Anthony Hill. The Georgia linebacker.
I thought Anthony Hill was
CJ
You
Clark,
know
I
you need to
think.
pick up R. Mason Thomas.
CJ Allen. That's his name. R. Mason Thomas. I would love R. Mason Thomas.
Oh, like
We're on the we're on the same way.
Oh, like R. Mason Thomas is his first name R. Mason.
His
Yeah,
first
that's
name is R.
freaking crazy.
The letter R.
What are we
Mason.
doing?
Or being for real. Like,
He's gonna go high second round. He's a freak of nature, man.
bro's over here. His name gets off the same or as like Toys R Us. Like, R. Mason Thomas.
Same family, actually.
Mason R. Thomas.
Toys R Us is my cousin.
Jeffrey the Giraffe might go.
Well,
Anyway,
I think Garrett Nussmeier is gonna go probably mid third. I think he
disagree.
is. I wouldn't be very
Who?
surprised if he does.
Yeah, exactly. Who
Rams back up. Anywhere back up.
Carson Beck.
is he going to the draft?
I think so. There's no way he's coming back. He's been here. He's been in college.
Didn't
too
he do
long.
5 years?
I don't think they're letting him come back. I think he tried and they're not letting him.
Isn't Trinidad Chambliss coming back?
Trinidad Chambliss got denied.
Oh.
He's not coming back, so he has to go in the draft. too.
He's not going to.
Yeah, he has to.
wait, I thought he got approved where he
Undrafted.
could go. Oh, they just knocked it down.
Yeah, they.
Come
Hold
back.
on. I'll look it up really quick, but I seen an article about it the other day that said that he just got denied.
Oh.
Damn. Well, Wristmatters gang, if y'all have any questions you want answered or you want anybody, any input you want to add, send it in.
Oh, I lied.
Send a voice recording or whatever you want to do. Send
He
a
is
video.
Tell
eligible
us
for
to
a sixth
debate
season.
stuff.
Yeah.
He is eligible for a sixth
Yeah,
season of
I was
college
gonna say, I
football.
thought he got
2026.
approved. So he's going to go to the Ole Miss and play.
I thought I'd seen one like 3 weeks ago that said that the judge overturned it.
Well, then they
Overturned
got a Mississippi judge to overturn the overturn. You think I'm bullshit? That's honestly. That's,
Man, get out the league!
Dude, are we talking about
You almost
Mississippi
started.
lawsuits right now? Let's talk about Brett Favre.
oh.
First of all, time. No,
On
Joel,
next week episode, come
Joel,
back.
I know you don't know this. Brett Favre has his own cert.
Yeah, he does. Him and JJ
Sure.
Watt.
It's the Brett Favre certification authenticity.
Oh wow.
And
Like,
JJ
it's
Watt.
not Beckett, it's
BFA.
not JSN, it's
BFA.
Brett Favre. Yeah.
And for a nice charitable donation, you can utilize his
Dude, let's get on some Brett Favre.
NFL conspiracy.
but yeah.
What did we
Yeah.
pull that one day? It was a Brett Favre.
Jersey.
It was like UFA. No, Brett Favre Falcons.
We've pulled Brett Favre on the Falcons.
He was number 4.
on the Vikings.
And it was a black and red one.
I think we pulled him on every team he played for,
I don't
Are you thinking?
Just,
Was it like a UFL team?
except the Shriner one.
dude, just wait till we have the Brett Favre jockstrap on the trade blog, dude. 3 for 1.
The 3 for 1.
That's the Goldberg.
That'd have to be 4.
Shout out.
4 jerseys for that one.
Oh, look at that guy. That guy. Is he even a?
Yeah, it was Falcons.
He's not even paying attention.
I thought it was a UFL team.
There was like some Missouri. I didn't know Missouri people get invited to the draft.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, they actually.
We have a lot better players than everybody thinks we do.
Yeah, who? Besides Nick Bolton, who's came out of there that's been worth a damn.
Who's came out of Missouri that's been worth a damn?
Yeah, in the last.
Alden Smith, if he didn't go crazy.
Drew Lock.
Okay.
Hey,
Really?
Super Bowl
Drew
champion.
Lock, Super Bowl champion Drew Lock.
The fact that you got to add a spin on it, if you didn't go crazy.
No, yeah, he
Drew
went
Lock
crazy.
back up.
Luther Burden in the league right now.
He's on.
I'm pretty sure Jeremy Macklin went to Mizzou. And Jeremy Macklin's a Chiefs legend.
Playing. Yeah, Eagles legend.
I said,
And a Chiefs legend.
I said the last 5 years, 10 years, even.
CD Lamb.
Let CeeDee Lamb say that. No, say that you'll really get him.
Oh no, who was it? Mario Williams. He traded.
Armand Nimbu.
Oh fuck. Mother. Oh my God! Don't even get me started on Armand Nimbu.
Armand Nimbu. Yeah.
Rip Smacker's legend.
I don't forget about Armand Nimbu.
We can
I
have.
didn't know we were talking about garbage players on Smack Talk, guys.
Yeah.
You know, unironically,
That's why we didn't go back to the Baker subject. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, whoa! Shots fired, man. No.
he was the highest graded rookie tackle, and I'm pretty sure he was like top 5 highest graded actual tackles in the league last
Yeah, he
year.
was pretty good.
Yeah, but he just plays for the Jets, so nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
How good can you
Oh,
possibly?
that was fun.
That was fun. You want to get us out of here?
Yeah. First part, like I said, if you want to send in a request or anything, send us what your opinion is of this video cast, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Send us in recommendation, debate questions. We'll play it on air, then we'll see what we think about it. But yeah, it's a good time all the time. We're about to go live, so catch us on that.
See you there.
Rock and roll.
Catch us on the stream.
Let
there you go.
Woo!